it's snowing, or it has been snowing. It's nice and hazy, not a lot of wind, but it's not enough. Should be at least 2 feet. This is a dusting, nothing more. Yeah, I really love winter. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Ding dong, ding dong. Yeah, well, the whole country is in panic. Nowadays they give everything a color code, and it's code yellow, which means we're only off 1 from code red, and that's the end of the world. Well, this is nothing, really. This is a picture from a book about the winter in 1979, and I just turned 11, and it was a bit of a freak winter. We've had really still weather with a lot of snow for 2 weeks, so there was at least 2 feet of snow, 3, and then suddenly a really hard northwesterly storm hit us, and all of Frisia looked like this. Also the northern part of Groningen. But Frisia, everything had to be done by air, and there were no medical helicopters in those days, so everything had to be done by the army. The village where I lived was completely surrounded by snow dunes 4 meters high. We had to be rescued by the army. So that's a winter. Not that little itty bitty white stuff we have now. Okay, it has to do about orchids, so let me take you to the Belara. Now, you've seen this before, but the surprise is they're still here. Usually when you start fiddling around with orchids, when they're in flower or in bud, look, still has its buds, they tend to blast. And none of that. Look, it's opening. And we even have the buds here. Oh. Showing color. So yeah, that's going great. Now, I believe it was Dirna who asked me to do a follow-up on the how to start with orchids videos, but I'm not sure if I'm qualified for that. First off, I'm just a beginner, which would make it okay to do this video, but my environment is, it might be a living room environment, but it's totally different to other environments. One living room isn't the other. I have a constant temperature of 22 degrees. I have a lot of light because of this, but I also have a very low humidity, and at the moment it's giving me 50, which is maybe ideal for humans, but a little less ideal for orchids. But I have to take it. Let me show you a little bloom. blooms. My first Phalaenopsis, 2 years in my care, and the bud count is a little less than the previous flowering, and that's probably because it started spiking immediately after I cut off the old spikes. So a little less energy, a little less blooms. Okay, that's the first orchid in bloom. And this is the second one. And this is also, it's different from the previous blooming. It has smaller flowers, a deeper color, and the tinges on the edges are, yeah, a bit yellowish white. I'm not counting the Bellara because the buds were already there, so not grown in my care. They weren't killed in my care, but okay. The Spring Dream pollen is bare. It's finished blooming and busy with this enormous new cane. Yeah, I'm really pleased with that. It gave me a good show. Lots of ahs and ahs. And really that's important. I really, really want to do good to new growth. It's a bit of flowering. There are still 1 or 2 bulbs that haven't flowered, so maybe in the not too distant future. Anything else? Oh yeah, I hope it's visible. Yeah. Let me, yep, no, okay, it's, oh, see that? Oh, there. It's a flower spike. And I believe it's a Bellara, but it's an Oncidium type, and everything that has something like this, it's an Oncidium in my book. I'm a little bit tired of people changing the names. So yay, Oncidiums. And they only look if they are warm or cool or intermediate growers. That might not be the best approach, but I'm not much for books, so I'll have to do it like this. Cymbidium. Yep. Why won't you focus? There. Still not sure what it is. Could be both spike or bulb. And the other Cymbidium isn't much help either. I have 2 spikes here. Here's one, right in the back. And here's a little one. And they look different from the Ali Anderson. And don't ask me why, because I don't know. There's the big one. Oh. Now, some people say if you squeeze them and they feel hard, it's a pseudobulb. And if you squeeze them and they're soft, well, yeah, that's a very subjective description. Well, we'll see. It still grows, so it will eventually show itself. Poodle. Silly old animal. He's like Bigfoot, he doesn't want to focus. Hey, there he is. Puto! He's deaf, nearly blind, starting to get Alzheimer's. And that's no joke, he really does have it. He can stand for this for hours, not knowing what to do. Hey, Poodle. Okay, yay. This is it. This is it. Yeah. Yeah, really nice. Okay, later.